Hi guys, I am going to be explaining the standard algorithm for subtraction. I'm going to try and explain why we're able to do what we do in a subtraction problem and why we're able to regroup, why we're able to just look at certain numbers and their placeholders and so on. And I'm also going to try and explain it in different formats so that you can better understand why we're able to do that. Before I start though, in any addition or subtraction problem, you always start from right to left because when we regroup, we regroup to the biggest placeholder. So if we were in the ones, we would regroup from the tens, regroup from the hundreds, so on. And if you do it from the left, you'd have to go back and regroup and back again. And so it's easier if you just start on the right side and work your way up from there. So with that being said, we're going to start in the ones place right here. We have 562 take away 384. We're going to start on the ones first. And right down here, I have my base blocks, and what they're representing, this is hundreds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 100s or 500. Here we have tens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6 tens or 60 here. And we have 2 ones or 2 right here, 562. And then as we go on, I'm going to take away 384 from it to show you why we're able to regroup, take away, all that stuff. So to begin, we're going to start 2 take away 4. We know that we can't do 2 take away 4 unless we get a negative number, and for this case we want positive numbers. So we're going to regroup from the tens. So we're going to cross this out and put a 5. We're going to bring that over and put a 1 right here, making it 12. What it would look like down here is we're going to borrow 1 over here. We're going to move those 10 blocks to 10 little blocks. Over there. This is equaling 12. And we know that we moved 10 over to the ones because one of these longs represents 10 little cubes. Sorry, there we go. Okay. So now that we have this all regrouped, it's 12 take away 4, excuse me. So when we're doing this, we have 12 here and we're going to take away 4. Okay, we've taken away 4 little cubes, leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little cubes, or 8 ones. So we're going to fill that in the one spot. We have an 8. Make that a little darker. We have an 8 there. Now we're going to move to the tens place. Here, now that we move over, we have 5 take away 8. We know we can't do that without getting a negative number. So we're going to regroup again. We're going to regroup from the hundreds, or the 5 right here. 4, we're going to move this 1 over, making it 15, or to show you regrouping over here, we're borrowing 1, regrouping 1, we're taking this 1, which represents 100, and moving it over here. So we had 100, so we're moving them over, which is 10 tens, giving us 100. So we regrouped. Now here we have 150 or 15. I'll explain in more depth when I go to my next form why you're able to just look at 15 take away 8. So here we have 15 take away 8. So we have 15 here. We're going to take away 8. Leaving us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're putting that 7 there. This represents 7 tens or 70, 8 ones. Now we're going to move over to the hundreds place. We have 4 take away 3. This will give us a positive number, so we don't need to regroup or anything. So we have 4. We're taking away 3. Leaving us with 1 flat, which is equal to 100. So we're going to fill that in right there, giving us 178. Right here, we have 1 flat, which is 100, 7 tens, which is 70, and 8 little small cubes, which is 8, giving us 178 as well. So that is regrouping and showing you the base block. Now I'm going to show you an expanded notation form of it so that you can see more why we're able to just look at the single numbers in here when we're working through the problem, why we're able to do that, and what it actually represents. So 562 minus 384. What that is in expanded. And I put this in parentheses to show that it's still a subtraction problem, but when we're expanding it, we're showing it in 100s, 10s, and 1s. So this is 300 plus 80 plus 4, but it still represents 384 as well as this, 562, 560 plus 2. It's still representing this problem, just expanded, so we're still taking away the whole number from 562. So to start out, we go from right to left, so we're starting on the right, starting right there. We're going to take 2, we're going to take away 4. You know, we can't do that without getting a negative number, so we're going to regroup. So we're going to cross this out and put a 50. What they both have in common here is when we regroup here, you're putting a 5. So 5 and 5, but really right here, it's 60. So when we're regrouping, we're crossing that and putting a 5, it's actually representing 50, like it is down here. So then we're moving the 10 that we regrouped from over here, we're moving it over there, putting the 1 in the 10's place right there, so it's representing 12, because we regrouped the 10 and added it to the 2 small blocks that we had there, so 10 plus 2, 12. So we're taking 12, take away 4, which gives us 8 small cubes like we had seen previously, so 8 in the 1s. Now we're going to move to the 10's place. We have 50 take away 80. We know we can't do that without getting a negative number, so we're going to regroup again. We're going to cross this out and put a 400 because we're regrouping 100 over to the 10 spot. Moving this over and putting the 1 in the 100's place because we had 50 here originally, and we regrouped 100 over, so 100 plus 50 gives us 150. Now up here, we have a 5 right there. We're going to regroup from this spot and put a 4, and then we're moving that 1 over to right here. And like we said before, this was 50 actually, and if we regroup from here and we move that 1 over, that's making this 150 because we added the 100 plus the 50. But the reason we're able to look at it just 15 take away 8 is because if we subtract this down here, we're going to get 70. Right here, we're going to get 7. But when we have subtracted all of that already and we're getting an 8, 70 plus 8 gives you 78. So that's why we're able to just look at the number, because that 1 will be in place in the 1's place in the 70. It's still representing 70 plus 8. It's just being put into a whole number, adding it together to 78. So now we're going to move over to this place, 100s. You get 400 take away 300. We can do that and get a positive number. So it's 100. And over here, 4 take away 3, 1. But it is 100 plus 70 plus 8, like it is down here. Still giving us 178. So that's why we're able to do that, because the 1's place right here, 100's right here, this 1, 1, 7, 7. See how this will go right there? And then we have the 8 right here, and 8 right here will go right there. 100 plus 70 plus 8, 178.